You have Tanya Jane Cody.
And someone's phone who doesn't want to turn off their shit. No, what I was saying is we can't start the YouTube channel correctly. We'd have to do two. Welcome to Revolution Radio. But that's fine. They get all the backseat crap that people,
Right.
live listeners, don't get to listen to. So, they're
Suckers.
good on that end.
Wow.
Yeah, feels good starting in at 5,
Does it?
10, 11.
I told you we need to restart the Matrix.
What do you mean?
Everything just feels off today.
You know what really feels off? You're not talking in your microphone.
I am talking into my microphone. You know what's really bad? My headphones aren't on.
What do you mean?
So
I
plug
have
them
no-
in.
Are they plugged in? Nope. Nope. Nope.
Was their audio just down?
No.
No?
Talk again.
Are they working now?
Who knows? They should be.
Turn it up a little.
Are they even plugged in?
Can't.
What's that? Is that unplugged right there? Tighten it.
Did it get unplugged again?
I don't know. That's what I'm saying. You tighten it.
Maybe you just can't hear anything.
There you go.
Oh,
wow,
you can
look at
actually hear
that.
something?
Leave it to the mail to figure it out.
That's really the problem.
Which man? There's really no men in here.
I mean,
See a toddler.
the
and
one
a-
who figured it out. That's all I'm saying.
Yep.
Maybe you stop pulling on your cables, it wouldn't happen.
The
I
one.
don't touch the cables.
It's
you
the one
rear
who goes
like
out.
a horse and you're like flinging your head around.
Whatever. I do not do that.
You do. I see it all the time.
You do, honestly.
Shut up, bitches.
I think sometimes you panic because you feel the cord on you and you just freak.
I do that because I don't like the way it feels on me. I'm not even gonna lie. I do. Okay, maybe you're right. I'd hate
See,
to let you be.
This is why we
completely
need
right.
men in leadership. You need someone
Find a real man
reasonable
and
to
I'll
listen to.
I'll let him sit here.
I'm looking at
I
one
mean,
right now.
It has worked so well for society in general.
Trump's an exception.
Yep.
Oh,
Bar him.
I meant Hitler.
Oh, what's the difference?
And I wasn't kidding.
Yeah, well,
Done good stuff.
did he? He put out a good book.
Yeah,
On the bestseller
it's
list.
a good read.
Oh, Mein
sure.
Kampf. Mein Kampf.
Oh man, so how's everybody doing?
Oh, frustrated.
Cody didn't get any sex last night.
I did, actually.
So why are you
It
frustrated?
was bad.
That's why I'm frustrated.
She didn't move. It just looked like she was like sliding down a bed.
Scooting her chair forward. No, I'm frustrated because we don't have to dive into it right now, but I'm really sick of Trump supporters.
So I do hate like if you're gonna bring it up, like like it'd be like, oh, we don't have to dive into it. Well, why did you bring it up?
Only because I feel like we'll get into it and we can just conjoin it all into one big Trump fest.
Well, I feel like okay, if I was like in my mind, if I was like I don't want to talk about X, and then you guys are like, oh, how you doing? Oh, my asshole itches really bad. Like it feels like I'm just sitting on sandpaper. Oh, what? What's wrong? I don't want to talk about it. I don't want to go into my hemorrhoids. Like,
But
That's
you
fair.
do all the time.
I wouldn't. Well, I love talking about hemorrhoids.
I know
They're
you do.
a fantastic conversation.
That is fair.
Anytime that organically you have an underwear full of blood, it's
God,
okay. It's an
Jesus.
It's an
He
experience.
just digs right in there. He loves hemorrhoids.
I'm saying from the alternate
gross.
side.
Yep.
Alternate side?
Yeah,
What's that?
not non-organic blood in your underwear. Non-organic way to have blood in your underwear.
Someone else's?
No.
Is there a normal way to have blood in your
Yeah, I
underwear?
don't think blood in your underwear is a good thing, regardless.
I didn't say
Or organic.
normal. I said non-organic.
What is a non-organic way?
That would be like rape, like ass rape.
That's sodomy. Yeah, that's up there.
Yeah.
I guess that's a fair
I
point.
was really concerned that you've been menstruating lately and you've been having lots of blood in your underwear.
I do feel like that a lot lately. I'm in shit mood quite often.
Yeah,
Your grumblies.
I'm not really grumpy. It's just there's.
I think it's the season, dude.
it has become more like a job than it should be.
Yeah,
You know what I mean? And like it's the wrong thing. Like this is not what I'm trained at.
yeah.
This should be, yeah. And then there's so many problems. Oh, do this, do that, do that. And it's like I'm trying to get prepped for this or that. And it's like, oh, no, you're also a producer. What? I don't know what the fuck I'm doing. I didn't go to school for that.
Pretty sure we have someone for that, but not that I could tell. What? I'm not looking at you.
You really are. You are looking
No, I
right at
really
me.
wasn't.
I feel like this would be a very destructive path to go down as far as people's jobs and what they're doing and what they're not doing. And other people might get involved that aren't even here. And then there'd be a whole thing. I just don't
Well,
feel like this would be a
all I'm
good
saying-
avenue to go down at this moment.
As if they were here, then it could get. I'm just saying.
Well, yeah.
I wasn't looking at you though, Tanya. But now I am. You just dubbed yourself producer.
I actually tell people I'm executive producer. Thank you.
Oh,
Then why don't you do any producing?
she's my
you
boss
claim-
then. Because I'm the producer. She's my boss.
I'm kidding. I'm kidding.
No, you know what?
No,
So you
relax.
can take
Oh,
that
God.
home and upload it to the YouTube and Facebook, and you can do all the signs, and you can talk to Dougie, and you can get shit going.
Who?
Dougie, the
Dougie.
comedian. And yeah, you have fun. You can do my
She just
job.
she just puts herself as my boss by saying executive producer.
I know.
Because that would be my boss. Like, 'cause
I know.
I'm the producer. Like with this. So she's the one who's like texting me and yelling at me.
And
Hey,
you
it doesn't
know what?
sound right.
You know what?
Sorry, sir.
You can deal with the text messages I get from boyfriend over here. Can you fix this? Can you fix this sound? Can you the last minute text?
No.
Can you go to the gas station and get me a drink?
Wait. Okay, number one,
So-
I have never complained to you about the sound. I've said we've had complaints about the sound.
And
And then
have
that's been an
tried
issue,
to
and I'm
fix
trying-
those.
That's what I'm doing.
Yep.
So you get drinks for him occasionally? So you play that fine line
Not
between
anymore.
You can get
You
your
play
own
that
drinks,
fine
That
buddy.
line.
fucking well is dry. No, I was at my other job and I got a bunch of shit spilled on me, and so I had to go home and take a shower, and so I didn't have time to like get a beverage. So I just happened to call.
So she plays that fine line between executive producer and like
Just
intern
a nice fucking person.
or intern.
I just assumed that she would be stopping at the gas station, and I was hoping I could catch her on time. But she was the only one out of us that was responsible and was here
Yeah.
when I called her. You know, it's probably a good thing to be at your own show 20 minutes before it starts
Typically.
and not just getting out of the shower. But what do you do?
Fuck it.
And I can't come in here smelling like gross stuff like I did.
I wish you would have though. Could have rolled around with me in it.
You ever like have a syrup on you or something? Or,
Yes.
Yeah, it's just that body feel of like sticky and ugh.
Oh, I don't know. I kind of like it.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh, I hate that.
I don't know. Just like the thought. Now, okay, mind you. So let's say that I had a vat of syrup, like just maple syrup. No, wait, hang on. no,
I
just
do
listen.
not like where this is going. Like, this
just
is
listen.
making me feel like just gross.
No, just
no,
listen.
I'm kind of interested now.
Okay, so all I'm saying is that if I had like a super tight skin cap for my hair and whatnot, and then no, listen, just
Wow.
listen, and then like
It's
right,
like when someone's girlfriend has to take a shower.
but then all right,
You're such a dick.
and then there's a shower right next to the vat. I would 100% submerge myself in it.
But you would want to take the shower.
Yeah, but I'd also want to stay in it for a second. Like I would. Well, I don't know if I'd go above my neck because if you get syrup in your face, it'd be hard to breathe. But I'd probably go up to my chin in syrup
see,
and just
even
kind of
the-
like stand there
the
and
thought
just
of the-
like.
What
like,
is
just
wrong
kinda-
with
I don't
Look
know,
how
there's
happy he is.
The shit like gets on your neck. Like
I know, but there's something about it that just feels
You would
soothing.
never do good with a pearl necklace,
Okay.
and you would just enjoy it way too much.
What do you mean would? Does is the right word. I mean, but like, have you ever been drinking a soda and it kind of spills out the side of your mouth and goes down your?
Yeah.
Like that is so.
I just end up pouring the rest of it on me.
It's like, ah,
Just like, oh fuck.
you're doing the scene from Flashdance.
Yeah.
I have to like. Almost
That's uncomfortable
scrub.
because it's like on my face. But like, I don't know. There's just something about the idea of pure syrup, just like submerging in it, just sounds incredible.
Oh, I cannot go there.
It's one of those weird things. I don't know, man. And I didn't even think about
Tell
it
me
until
that
now.
You're
Until you
telling me
brought,
you're like into balloon popping too.
until you told me about just something about the syrup, and then I started thinking about it. I'm like, God, I
He's
feel
over here rubbing
I
himself.
feel like You saw
Is
that?
that, you guys ever get hard to balloons popping?
Do you not?
So I think I pissed off a bunch of incels today. Have you guys seen the article?
I guess we're changing topics.
I guess so.
We are about the creeper.
Let the boss handle it.
What, the producer?
The green character that's on Minecraft?
No, the creepy guy. He was on.
Will?
Preacher? Will we getting a call?
They can hear us.
What?
We're live. Why the fuck are we live?
What?
Why wouldn't we be live?
Yeah.
No, we sound good.
Oh.
So
He did say move closer to the mic, and
He
I think you
did.
should.
Who?
I have
Her.
it.
Oh,
It's
okay.
basically
Couldn't be me.
down my throat. You're gonna hear me
No,
swallowing
now
it in a minute.
is.
Yeah, now you're at the right
Now
spot.
you're talking. There you go.
Just wait till your chin hairs touch the mic. That's what I do.
Remember when I first met
don't
her and I
have
thought she had like a
chin
lot
hairs.
of. Is that what you want to believe? And,
Wow,
And I thought that she was like well equipped in radio knowledge.
that's funny coming from you.
And then I know how to talk into
So,
a mic. That's all I'm
There
saying.
is a video going around about a homeowner who was checking their security
I'm
system.
sorry. I'm just laughing at the fact that somebody was like, "Hey, you sound good." And you're like, well, "Why the fuck wouldn't we say?" Why wouldn't we be live? This is bullshit. Stop fucking bothering. I
Sorry.
just cracked me up. Sorry.
Why
Go
the
go.
fuck
So
Go ahead.
this guy was going through his security camera footage, which it can be a little creepy if you don't have a security system. You tend to see things you don't normally do. Well, they had been woken up during the night a couple of times that their doorbell was ringing. So when they checked the footage, it looks like a Middle Eastern man for 3 hours licking their doorbell like this.
What?
For
Yeah.
3 hours. Apparently, when they would go check the door, they didn't see anything. But on the camera, it recorded 3 hours of this man licking their doorbell. So I was listening to.
I'm more outraged that they didn't have a camera up front.
They did.
They do.
They do. They
So they can
recorded.
just pull it up on their phone. And be
Right,
like, holy
and-
shit, there's some weird dude right there. Call
Apparently,
the
they
cops.
didn't. Because I can pull up my
Fuckers.
security system.
Yeah, I can pull it up from right here.
And I don't know. Is that something that you think to check for? Like, I need to make sure someone's not licking my
well,
doorbell.
if I heard something, then I would
I
definitely
would
do
Why
that.
definitely-
would you hear
check.
something? Hey, what's up?
Holy shit, the KKK just entered. But so they were playing this article and they showed the video and they only did like a 30-second clip of this man going on this doorbell.
It wasn't long enough, in my opinion. I didn't
Was he
quite get off
prac-
to it yet.
Yeah.
I didn't have time to finish.
So I was reading the comments and a lot of people are like, the snozberries taste like snozberries. Or why can't...
It's just like a man to do something for 3 hours and not get it done right.
Well, you're close. So I left the comment that's fake news. No man can lick like that for 3 hours.
That's a fair point.
Yeah.
So there is 47 comments on my comment. And most of them are men. Well, maybe you haven't met the right man. I go down for 4 hours. Are you
Jesus.
fucking
Bro, like,
stupid?
what-
Are they Aquaman?
Okay, you know what?
Well,
After
and are
10
you
minutes,
shitty?
my throat hurts of a blowjob. So you're telling me
What
you
a
do
pussy.
that for 4 hours? Really? I know,
can't-
I know.
No,
But
you.
I know I am. Like, that hurts.
Come
But
on.
if you're
I've
doing-
taken dicks bigger than you, and let me tell you.
If you're doing the job right, it only takes like 3 minutes.
You're not wrong.
Yeah,
Maybe
no,
that
it-
was with just certain people.
You just gotta punch it,
Okay, but I
Hit it a
mean,
couple times, yell
Wow.
at it,
and
make
then
it feel,
you can go down.
make
on
it feel insecure, and then build it back up. What's wrong with you? Your lips are
little
all
fella,
hanging
you're
there.
looking so cute. But
And then you can pull her pants down and go down on her.
Yeah.
and I don't want to embarrass my husband, and I don't want to embarrass any man that I've been with.
Let's please not get into this because I feel like this is gonna
I
get
don't
weird.
feel like I've laid there for 3 hours. I don't think I've laid there for 20 minutes. Is this normal for guys? Is like a 3 hour thing?
No.
Am I
Oh
missing-
God, Jesus! 3 hours, dude. My attention span does not last 3 hours.
Number one, I don't have a clitoris.
Really?
I'm not going to pretend
when?
to even
Actually,
know that much about the
Technically,
clitoris.
you do.
I mean, it's only like a half inch long. I
Dicks
guess I
are
thought
just
it was
big
just a big one.
clitorises.
I knew I opened myself up. For
You
that.
did. You really
my,
did.
My point is, and again, I don't know that much about women's areas. Obviously,
Does your
It's
wife
why-
agree with that?
Yeah,
Yeah, she does.
I'm on a record. I've had sex for the last 12 years and not made her come once.
Record.
Go
PR.
boy.
And I hope to continue that record for a long time. I am the Brett Favre of disappointing women.
I aspire to be like you.
But my thing is wouldn't it get raw and hurt?
Oh my god, I know.
I'm
like-
not gonna lie, it does hurt after a while.
Like even after an
Even
hour.
wet, like even with a tongue that's supposed to be wet.
Okay, like what would happen if you had a blowjob and you came and she's like, "No, I'm gonna keep going for 10 more
Oh
minutes."
That'd
god,
be awful.
Jesus.
Right?
Like for I'd say 10 seconds is my cap. Where like if she keeps going, I'm like, okay, awesome. For that
Yeah.
10 seconds, it's incredible. But after that, I'm like, oh god, please stop.
You pull away. Yeah.
Like I might
But
let it go on
I
until
tried one
I
time
came.
and she bit down. Is that bad?
Yeah, yeah,
Just
yeah.
come back here.
I'm always like more teeth.
Come on, grandma.
I
I
want
mean-
all teeth.
I just
your
can't
dentures in.
imagine that for no. But that was the comments that I was getting was I had pissed men off and I was putting men down because this is an average thing and I'm like, well,
No, it's not.
I don't think so.
It is not an average thing. It's not an average thing for anyone to have sex for that long.
Well, and I
No.
mean seriously, go to a fucking doorbell. That gets boring after.
I don't
a
know,
couple
but I do want to
minutes.
give him a shot. I mean,
How do you know? Yeah. Like
like your bubble.
I
just-
could whip it
let-
out
go
for him.
for it. Go
oh
for
yeah,
it.
absolutely.
But maybe he was just practicing.
he goes for
No,
like
no. Hear me out. And not sexually. He was ready for the invasion. So he'd go, oh, no, 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 no.
You hear him go on the doorbell for a few minutes. The house just all of a sudden groans everywhere. Like, oh god, he's
I
good.
think I made two
How
racist
do-
jokes to
I like it.
How do we
38
know that like he wasn't just doing nothing? How do we know the house wasn't really actually getting off to it?
I'm just. And these
Maybe
people
he's one of
didn't
those
know.
people, like those car fuckers.
Oh yeah.
Oh
Yeah, maybe
God,
he's a
we had a
house
car
fucker.
fucker here in Newton, didn't we?
Yeah.
Please don't put my name.
I
out there
wanted
like that.
his name, and I did, and
Cody
that's
Vogan.
because I even shared it onto my personal. And I was like, "Look, I'm not saying who wants it, but I know someone who wants his name because he fucked a car for
Ryan
40
something.
minutes."
And then she posted, any men interested in a vag that's like a muffler, hit me up. It's
Dry,
it's
cold,
rusty.
hard.
Makes weird sounds.
It's all there for you, baby.
When it starts up, it sounds like
Backfires.
it's farting.
I'm just saying.
You have the vag of a 1972 Corolla.
But I
she
mean,
gets going, starts rolling coal out.
because I've seen some of our security camera footage, and I'm like, "Oh, look, there's a fox. Where the fuck did that come from?" Or, "Oh, there's a bird. Why
Do
is
you
that?"
have a security camera on your front door?
We have 6 cameras at
I
our
am
house.
absolutely gonna make a video.
Why is Cody sitting on our banister again? I wish he had put his pants up.
But can you imagine? Because I know you have your thing on your phone. You're like, "Oh, what's that? Why is my light flashing?" And then you turn it on, and some guy's at your doorbell. Like, would you just let it happen? Or
I don't know. I
kind
kind of think so.
I mean, I would definitely save the video.
Because I kind of
But-
would have been like, "So, invite him in. Let's." He's been going a while. Just
I'd be like, hey, honey, I got the answer.
can we be friends? I mean,
I'll go get the Superman costume and hide in the closet.
Just slowly move him. Then
you
go back
like
to playing video
doorbells.
games. Have fun.
That's a good idea.
but yeah, I learned it upset a lot of men, and I'm not going to. But I don't see you
that's
guys
a fucked
doing
up thing
that.
for guys to get pissed off about.
I thought it was a funny comment. I was just trying to be funny.
I mean, you
It is
probably
funny.
Cody?
It really is.
you probably should have went, a little more demeaning. Actually, I thought you were too nice. To be honest.
I forget what'd you say.
It was fake news. No man can go for 3 hours.
Yeah, that's what I thought.
Yeah, see, you should have
And
went
you
with
know, I
mine.
could have gone
that
a lot worse.
Just like a man, it takes him more than 3 hours to make her come. That's what I thought. But like, if I saw, if I don't know, a woman giving a blowjob for 3 hours, I would still have the same thing. Be like, you just must be really shitty
You just
at
see a
it.
woman
Like, I don't
Sucking on
even
the end of a fence somewhere.
like. What is the point?
I mean, I don't know. I feel like I've just pissed men off a lot lately.
Well, anytime you open your mouth,
Do
but
you think that's it?
yeah, you should really do what they
I've
do.
said it once and I'll say it again. I miss the 50s.
Well, and I didn't even bring it up on Monday, but I mean, I did post it on my personal page. I pissed off a guy because I was a woman, and I don't know how to fix that.
Stop opening your mouth.
I guess. I
That's the
didn't even
thing.
open my mouth. I sent him a private message.
Hey, I got a question.
Yo.
Being a woman, and Cody, you can answer this too.
Thanks.
No, it goes beyond just women.
I do dip into the feminine side. I won't lie.
I've been watching
Have you heard my voice?
bits of that surviving R. Kelly thing.
Yeah.
How the fuck isn't R. Kelly in trouble yet? Like, why are we
Good
okay?
question.
Why are we okay with him being out?
You know what?
Even though we've
have
known about it for years.
a
Yeah,
lot of
yeah.
issues with it because the biggest thing that I've seen, and it's both sides, is this side is saying, don't listen to his music, completely ignore him, take money away. We need him to be put away. He is raping girls. And the other side is saying, he's a rock god. He is one of the best singers out there.
We had
They
I don't know
wanted
about
it.
that.
one of our guests. I've been asked by multiple people at this point now to not have one of our future guests on. Brother O is going to be on
Because
January
he-
28th, but he posted R. Kelly as the original pimp.
He has.
And people are upset. And I've told those people, like, look, I'm not gonna kick someone off our show because something they posted.
Yeah.
We'll talk to him. We'll find out. We'll see
So, I'm
what
not-
his take is on this.
I'm not a huge R. Kelly fan. I don't know any of
Right?
his songs by heart. Not a single one.
Which is weird
But-
because apparently there's a bunch of people that do.
Right. Okay.
I
And
mean, I
so,
know like that one, the Closet album or whatever.
And so
Yep.
I saw this post that quoted like 4 or 5 of his songs, and they're like, if you literally just listen to his music, he's doing
describing
exactly that.
Fucking little girl.
There's a video of him pissing on a chick. Like,
She was 14.
Okay.
yeah,
Okay.
like,
hang
do
on.
you need any
In
more
his
than
defense,
Cody's like, wait, we've all been there.
it's digital piss.
right? Like it's, yeah.
But I
That's a
thought
better
it was-
excuse than I have.
I thought what was interesting is that John Legend was on that surviving R. Kelly, and now he was kind of being held as a hero, and people, oh, you're so awesome. And he posted, he was like, don't. All I did was what any human being should do when they know that someone is committing these kind of atrocities. Well, then somebody posted a picture of him with Harvey Weinstein, and was like, oh, what? Do you, please explain.
Yeah.
Which I think is stupid because, like, for one, he didn't know it at the time, and you're just taking a picture with someone. Like, let's be honest. If Hitler existed, how many people would have selfies with Hitler?
I would
Tons
I've
of
been
them
all
would.
over that, man.
I
Have you
mean-
seen the stash?
write it.
Well, I didn't actually say we'd love him, but I mean,
Oh, my
or
bad.
if you were, you know, if you ran into Charles Manson before he died, you would have gotten a picture with
I
him,
kind of
right?
want to be all
Like,
over that crazy. I'm not gonna lie.
It's everything sex to you. You're worse than a dude.
I know.
I
I'm
could
just
be a
saying,
dude.
the like, the social media following you'd have after taking a picture like that be awesome.
I
But
don't know if it'd be positive, but
and
Hate him or love him, you'd be famous.
yeah, and I mean Harvey Weinstein at the time was making
Yes.
everything, and no one knew that he was that bad of a person, whatever. So he did say like, I denounce Harvey Weinstein's a piece of garbage. That's what John Legend replied, and then he said, well, we should really be focusing on the people who won't talk about R. Kelly.
Exactly.
And he listed off all these people, which I think he may have made a mistake because he listed all these guys who've worked with R. Kelly but refused to speak about him. And
That's kind of a
like
bold
we're talking
move.
like Drake, Jay-Z, Bill Clinton, Dave Chappelle, like a lot of people who refused to help with this documentary to talk shit on R. Kelly. And I just like, I don't know. I think that's really dangerous.
Drake's in hot water too now, though. You seen that?
No.
He
yeah,
so there was a concert back in 2010 or 2011.
I want to say it was 2010.
I think so, where he brought this girl on stage, and you know, rappers, they love their girls, and so
Grinded on
he
her.
was kissing
Those
up,
people.
grinding up on her, kissing her neck, like rubbing her back, all this
Ew.
stuff. And then she told him on stage, she was like, you know, I'm 17, by the way. And he's like, oh man, I don't want to go to jail yet. But then he turned her around, kissed on her neck more, and like gave her like this weird hug where he kind of rubbed across
yeah.
her boobs.
Yeah.
Like he still did, and now it's coming out, and they're like, oh. And then that thing a few months ago with Stranger Things gal, Molly or Millie?
Millie,
Millie
yeah.
Brown.
Yeah.
Yeah, Millie.
Nothing really there, but people are kind of looking into that about how it's weird how close they are, and like they text all, they talk a lot.
How old is she?
Oh man, she's probably like what 15.
I think she's 14. She's younger than my daughter.
Yeah.
Oh, so she wasn't the older daughter.
No.
I didn't know. I don't know the Stranger Things cast that well.
I don't either,
She's
but
the
I know
younger
she's
one.
no more
Oh,
than
okay.
15.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
I thought maybe it was the older sister.
No,
of the- okay.
no, and so
She was the bald chick.
yeah, they
Oh, the bald chick.
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah.
fuck.
yeah, she was
Yeah.
11, and so
Holy shit.
like
Yeah.
the character 11, not 11
Like
years
he
old.
contacted
right.
her to help her career.
Yeah, and she even admitted, she was like, "Oh yeah, no, we talk all the time. Like he helps me with boy problems and all
calls
this
me,
stuff."
We
And
go
I'm
out
like,
to dinner.
yeah, I'm like, that's a little weird.
That's really weird.
yeah.
This
Yeah.
chick's
Like
gotta
you know,
be
I didn't think
in its
too
30s.
I didn't think too much into it. I was like, yeah, it's a little weird, but like, I don't know. Maybe if she just has a positive role model, like that'd be cool. But then I see this.
Like she probably has a family. Like it's.
I
not
know,
like,
I know.
Yeah.
It was something that I kind of brushed under the table just because I didn't really think too much of it. It was weird, but I didn't care to dwell on it, I guess. But then I see this thing about the 17-year-old girl where he knew on stage that she was 17 and still grabbed her tits again, and then I'm like, oh, okay.
Kinda disturbing.
I mean, I find it more disturbing that he would take a chick
Well-
out of the crowd and kiss her. Because she gotta be sweaty and shit. Like,
Right?
ew.
And you've got to be ballsy.
Like,
Like,
ew, it tastes like
that's
caviar.
why I would never do that, is because what if they are underage?
Yeah.
And she didn't look underage.
it's just
No.
gross, too. I don't know.
Well, and I mean, the underage thing, it sucks because sometimes people don't look their age. I was
I
one of
still
them.
look 13.
You don't even you're like 10.
You were one of them? I mean, yeah, you're right. You don't look
You
your
were.
age.
I did not look my age in high
You
school.
look like you're 62.
I was going to say.
well, and
Woodstock was rough, wasn't it?
it was.
I was meeting Jesus.
But sadly, I'm also a parent of a child who does not look her age either. And you
youngest?
both have to admit when we're out in public. Wow.
Sorry.
I mean, we've had issues where we're in public, especially before. There was this one man who asked if she would like to go out with him, and I'm like, no. And he
I was
goes,
like, no, I do a radio show with you, Cody. That would just
No.
be weird.
No, this man had to be in his 40s, and he's like, look, don't listen to your sister. I'm a good guy. And my daughter was like,
You know what? We're,
no, I'm not kidding, because my mom was
I
there.
think it's funnier that he thought you were her sister.
Well, and my mom was there with us, and my daughter was like, you understand, I'm 12. And he's like, no, really, how old are
he
you?
pulls her over and says, what happened to your sister? Like, was she in Chernobyl?
It's been rough, man.
She looks like Godzilla farted on her.
You saw that porno?
Honestly, I'd be more scared about your daughter kicking the shit out of someone for no reason.
Yeah,
she
no,
seems
I-
like
she
she's
looks
kind
like
of
the
on the
Hulk.
roll.
I don't know, and I disagree completely. I think she
I
looks
think-
like she's 15.
I think she looks.
You sure?
Is she 15?
I mean, when I
thought
was-
she was.
She's 15.
I thought she was younger than that. Honestly.
see?
Like I really thought she was like 13 or 14.
I don't think she has like an old face.
No,
She kind of
She-
does.
she doesn't have her mom's face.
She gets it from her dad.
Yeah,
His baby face.
He's adorable.
he is. I
Honestly,
like his little
he's
beard.
barely like 20 now. I picked him young.
Yeah, that's why the marriage 12 years ago was really weird. I was like,
She had R. Kelly be the father there.
He came out with that mustache. He
Yeah.
looked like that. He's a Mexican.
Yellow sheets.
Those people have been
Instead of
mustached
a
for
robe, he
years.
just wore yellow stained sheets.
had overalls. The blue overalls that he came up. R. Kelly proceeded over the wedding.
nice.
No, I just yeah, I disagree. I think she looks like I would say 15 or younger. Like
Seriously?
the fact that I've
Yeah.
seen her drive is now in my mind that she's at least 15.
Yeah,
but
but
I
the
would
fact-
then go if I hadn't, I'd be like 14, 13.
But the fact that I've seen her drive better than Tanya.
Maybe 17.
I almost kill you guys a couple of times, and you never let me live it down.
Sober.
So yeah,
Like,
that's the
that's
problem.
the key. We were all sober.
Yeah.
I really don't remember the drive home, though, so.
Don't say
And you
that.
should have been sober too.
Yeah.
Right? Sure.
I'm pretty sure you were.
Yeah. I
Yeah.
didn't think you drink.
You didn't hang out with Alex that much, did you? A couple of you guys did.
Alex?
And now that I'm thinking about it,
Who the hell's Alex?
No, but I was with your
Elkin?
wife.
Oh,
comedian?
yeah.
I was with your wife though.
Yeah, but I
Your
don't
wife
think
was
she
drinking.
was. Yeah,
I was-
drinking, but
I
she
was not sober. I was crossfaded like a motherfucker.
You were talking to the person sitting beside you in the back of the vehicle.
But wasn't there somebody?
Huh?
There was nobody back there with you, and you kept fucking talking.
I was talking to him.
He was
'cause
talking to
in the
me. Yeah, I
back.
was right there. I was the
He was
furthest
in like
back.
the back.
Yeah.
I wasn't just talking.
Where'd
to
you
the
think
seat.
I was? I put him on the roof.
I wasn't just talking to the seat. I didn't want to turn around, so I was just kind of looking at the seat talking. But like he was back there.
Yeah.
There. Hey, did you ever find that pen? Because he jacked some really cool pens.
Oh my god!
and
did
then he
you
handed me
really?
one. And I
Don't
dropped
listen
it.
to this, Biggs. I didn't steal your pen.
And then he handed me one. And I dropped it, and I forgot to get it. I looked at it like I watched it hit.
Oh
I just
my
never, dude. I was fucked. like,
But there was somebody. It was you, Alex. I'm not looking to call anybody out on what was happening, but you two were
was just
doing
us.
something. But I thought someone else was
no,
in on that circle.
no, it was just us.
It was just them.
We killed it.
Okay, I thought.
No.
I swear to God, there was a third person involved. But now that
He has no
because I was like,
idea.
I know it's not. It wasn't Steph.
No, it was just
And I
us.
was like, maybe that's why her
we had a
driving
nice
sucked.
moment.
I was really concerned that they were going to start making out instead. I was kind of jealous.
You should have.
Honestly, I
Right?
wish we could have. I offered for him to touch my tits, but he declined.
Yeah.
Respectfully.
He's
but
too.
still.
He's too hetero.
We'll see.
I'll change that about him.
When he comes back, we're going to find out.
Exactly.
Won't be a
Yep.
problem.
I'm
for
gonna show
long.
up with his face just on my shirt.
You should actually just have like underwear and it right on his.
Yes.
Yeah.
I'll pull it up above the jeans. Be like, "This is your face." Start breathing heavy. Just
Like right when he
Doing
gets on
Alex.
stage and he's like, "How's everybody?"
I'm so good now.
Waiting for you.
You're somehow just standing on the side of the stage, like
Right.
still on stage, but to the side, just looking at him, like slowly rubbing your thigh.
Just slowly put your hand up your shirt like this.
Just
I
like
missed
right
you.
around the corner where the hallway is, just kind of like looking.
Just your face looking like Sling Blade.
Yeah, exactly.
I like Alex Cock. Mhm.
Oh god, that's a good picture.
I would pay you so much money
That
to
would
do
be
that.
amazing.
If I thought I wouldn't get kicked out, I would.
Oh, I think he would love it.
But
I don't know.
he may.
He may, but he
may.
might actually want to do stand up in Wichita sometime instead of just deflect.
Yeah, and that's the
it's like
thing.
an act.
It's
You know,
like if
it's
he
not
didn't
an
have-
active thing.
Right, if he didn't have to deal with all the annoying drunk bitches like last time, because there was a good, like, at least
Did you see
25%
she
of his
posted
show.
her name?
No, what's her name? Because she was pretty
Her
hot.
name was Barbara.
Oh, Barbara what?
Barbara,
Because she was pretty
Jesus
hot. I kind of
Christ.
like to look her up.
She
You
posted
should be
under
able to
his.
fuck her with a name like Barbara.
I know. Yeah.
But no, she did. She left a 0 out of 5 stars on his thing and left this horrible that he humiliated her and made her cry and she was asked to leave and he responded with, "Bitch, you were drunk."
Well, and he's becoming known as a heckler's comedian. There's a
Yeah.
couple guys.
Which
Yeah.
isn't good in
and
my
they're-
opinion.
Yeah, I would see that as a
Like,
problem.
it's
There's this
great-
guy, Sean something.
The
I can't
Irish
remember his
guy?
la- Yes.
Yes.
Yeah. I just watched compilation
yeah,
videos of
I
him
know who
handling
you're talking
hecklers.
about. And, he,
And it's
that's exactly
hilarious.
who I was going to bring up.
And he's great, but like I don't know any of his actual bits.
Right?
No, and you know, it's great. I love seeing comedians that can roll with it and handle them well because that's a good showmanship thing. But when you become known as that guy, and the Sean guy, he's made that name for himself. Like he's brought it on.
He
He
think
crowd.
so.
No, he does because if you watch a lot of his stuff, he'll like speak to the crowd, be like, "You, what do you?" You know, he kind of like urges it a little bit. But like Alex doesn't. He's great at
suppose- I
handling
mean-
them. But when you become that guy, people remember that, and then they want to heckle.
I think Alex is becoming known for that though, because like that is his biggest bit right now.
Yeah,
Is
absolutely.
the heckler?
I think you have
And-
to have a bit with it though.
I suppose.
Like you have to
I don't
have something funny to combat it, but you don't want to be that. You don't want to be a heckler comedian.
know. No, I'm just saying he's dangerously close to being that.
And yeah, and
like
I don't
and,
think
look,
it's
and
his
don't get me
fault,
wrong,
though.
like Bill Burr, his
Yeah.
whole thing in Philadelphia that
Yeah.
everyone. Which, my God, if you listen to that whole 11 minutes, is so hilarious.
Yeah.
I mean, at one point, he's just yelling at him and just cussing at him. He's like, I hope every one of you assholes gets cancer.
Yeah.
Like, it's not even... Fuck the Phillies. Fuck the... you one bridge in town having motherfuckers. Like, It's hilarious, but like, yeah, when that be like, if you look up his name, his heckles become the first things
Yeah.
you see. Yeah, again, I don't think it's his fault. I don't know.
People are just bastards.
Yeah, I mean,
Well, and I mean, that wasn't even the first time we'd seen a heckler.
no, we see him like all the time.
And I feel like Alex handled it better than the guy with the guitar did.
Who just quit,
He
walked out.
fucking ran off stage. He was done.
Like, I'm done. Fuck this. I don't know. I don't even know why you'd want to do that.
I don't know.
Heckle, I mean.
Yeah, because I would be so concerned. Well, you're gonna get crushed.
Well, yeah. I mean, for one, they have the microphone. Two,
Exactly.
they're so much better at talking in front of a crowd. Three, you're usually pretty fucking drunk. Like, don't you just want to
Right?
enjoy the, show and whatever? Are you popping pills, by the
Are
way?
you, are you talking about Sean Connor? Not Sean Connery.
It might be.
Sean, old guy.
No.
Yeah. Yeah. Okay, that's not who I was thinking of either. I think he may be Scottish.
I don't even know if he's a different. I think you might be wrong on the whole like Irish Scottish. I'm pretty sure he's just from New York. He's a red-haired guy.
No. Oh, we're not thinking of the same guy then.
He must not be. But I mean, this guy just has compilation videos upon compilation videos of like handling.
He's gonna
hecklers.
find it though.
I am. Yeah, absolutely. Because now I can picture him, but
What's wrong with popping pills?
It just seemed like that's what you were doing, and I'm like, who? What?
Well, you said it made you uncomfortable when I snorted them. So
It's just loud. I don't really care. I mean, that's the quickest way to have an embolism, and so I'm in favor of that happening. But it's
I
just
don't
loud
judge
for
you. whatever, bitch.
Just saying. Just saying.
Yep.
I'm gonna find this. I'm sorry, but I have to find it now. It's absolutely killing me.
I get it.
No, actually, what I was talking about was Steve Hofstetter.
Huh?
Steve Hofstetter is the guy I'm referring to.
Oh, really?
Uh-huh.
Well, that's not who I was thinking of.
And he just, yeah, like, he's this guy.
Is he a redhead?
Oh, yeah, I recognize him.
But, I mean, all of his videos is just hecklers. That's all he posts.
I
They're
support
No,
that.
this guy.
hilarious.
The guy right by Daniel Tosh.
Isn't that... Let me see. I could barely see it, but I'm pretty
Sorry.
sure that was a famous dude.
Yeah, like he's a well-known comedian.
Yeah, but he's more... it's a... Oh, what's his name? Carr.
Yeah.
Jimmy
Carr. Yeah.
He's more known for his like fast-paced comedy though than I would say heckler.
He brings on a lot of hecklers.
This Steve Hofstetter guy, like that's all it is.
Oh,
heckler.
really?
Yeah.
Really?
It's funny as hell. It's like watching those. You ever watch those Road Fury compilations?
Yeah,
Yeah.
It's
those are
kind of like
awesome.
that. You're just watching a car accident happen.
I've been in a couple of those. Those videos.
Oh,
They meant car accidents.
yeah.
My bad.
I was gonna say one of them happened about 15 years ago.
Yeah. Yeah.
Well,
Yeah.
So yeah, it's been an off day.
That bad.
I don't think so, though. I think today was a pretty good day. Today was a good day.
Someone's not behind all this shit.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So on the opinion polls today, we have 3 new opinion polls going real quick.
Okay.
The first one, should time change be removed?
Yes,
No.
without a doubt.
No. Why?
This is
What
gonna
is
get this is gonna get dark.
It is,
This gonna-
'cause the
this
both
is gonna
of you are
open up to
opposite.
something else. We're just like yelling at each other.
Why would it change?
Actually, 3 Kansas towns have actually filed suit that they
Why?
would like to have it removed.
Why?
Because
did-
it's
They feel like there's
stupid.
no
How
need
is
There's
it
for
no
it.
stupid?
reason.
Oh shit!
Why is it
wanna see
relevant?
this. Now
What do
take
you
your
mean, why
shirts
is it
off
relevant?
and fight.
Because
Okay, tell me why they put it in place to begin with.
I don't know.
Because of the
see,
farmers.
the farmers. So they had more daylight to farm.
Because the
Okay, then there you go.
But we
But we
don't
have
do that
equipment
anymore.
with
Yeah,
lights
we have,
on.
Exactly. There is no reason to keep doing this
Right,
stupid
but
shit with
it's
the
still
clock.
like farming at night isn't easy, even with lights. Like it still sucks.
Dude,
Yeah,
I
but
used
okay,
to live
okay,
on a
look,
farm and he would
we're
fuck our
talking-
goats. He didn't need light for that.
We're talking about this was before everyone had a clock,
Right.
essentially, and so you only had X amount of time to get to I don't know, the harvesting,
Yes.
you know, the grain silos and whatever. But now, people will be like, you have the same amount of daylight. You know when it's going to be. I can tell you when it's going to be daylight now, tomorrow, looking at my phone. So they set their alarm for whatever time.
For sunrise and sunset.
Sunrise, sunset, they're done.
No.
We don't have to change my time. And most of us aren't even fucking
But then you are
farmers
changing
anymore.
your time.
No, you're not.
Yeah,
You're
because
just
if you-
keeping it the same.
No, because if you go with, you know, let's say your day consists of 12 hours, you know, being awake, right? You go to the same
Yeah.
time, everything stays the same to the hour, okay? When you lose an hour, you're going to lose an hour of productivity too.
What are you
Because it's going to
talking
be dark. That's why the time change
You
happens.
you can be productive.
But you're
when it's
talking
not
about
dark.
when you have
But if there
daylight.
was no time change, technically it would be 6:51.
Right.
Okay, but it's also going to be 6:51 at one point here in a few months.
And what's the point? It makes no difference.
He's really upset by this.
Because
You don't lose an hour of productivity because
No.
nothing changes.
no, but
It's
why
just-
would you even bother changing this? Like it's so set. Why?
Because
why
I
even
get
go
sick
through
and
that?
tired of getting used to a certain for the 6 months out of
It
the
takes
year.
you
it's this
6
time.
months to get used to a time. Then maybe you have some
No,
other
for
problems.
6 months you're used to this, and then all of a sudden, you got to get up early.
And guess what? It takes 2 days to adjust.
Does it
For
though?
what
Maybe.
reason? But for what reason? There's no reason for this to exist. It's an archaic rule.
There's no,
Lo-
yeah,
like
they
we
don't
have
need it
in
for the
place.
farming. They
No.
don't need it for traffic. They don't need it for anything anymore.
They're gonna have it's not like we control the sun by what time it is.
Exactly.
They're gonna have the same amount of sunlight. They just either have to wake up earlier or stay up later or quit or whatever. They have the same amount of sunlight.
But
We're
that's
not
still
controlling
time
any.
change.
No, they have to change their schedule. They're farmers. It's no big deal. They have to anyway.
Yeah, they're changing it
Farmers
already.
farmers make up about 8% of this country. So why should 92% have to change their schedule for 8%?
I guess I don't see why it's worth changing.
Because it affects 92%
Does
who
it?
have nothing,
Okay. Does it
nothing
really
to
affect
do with
us
it.
that much?
He
does
has
it
no
really?
small children. He does not understand.
No, no,
It's
no.
not, it's not even about the
It's
children.
still, though,
it's
like,
just stupid.
Is it that hard to adjust?
Yes.
It's not.
For what? For what is my whole point? it helps nobody.
Right, but it
Besides,
won't help
it doesn't even
anybody.
help farmers.
It won't help anybody by changing it either.
Yeah, because then you don't have to
No.
run around your house changing clocks twice a year.
I don't, because you know why? I live in the 21st fucking century. I live in 2019 where all my clocks change by themselves.
Because you will probably only have one clock because you live in a trap house.
Exactly, but it changes by itself. I have
not,
two.
You're not cultured and don't have any on the wall.
No.
No, no, yeah,
That seems
no.
like a waste of
By
time.
the way, not cultured, just, I don't know, somewhat domesticated.
Seems like a waste of money, though. Have a clock on the wall. You have a clock in your pocket.
But that was on the opinion poll, and
But-
it is split 50-50, yes and no.
I
And
say
I just
no.
find this amazing that you guys.
I
are-
say no because it's not worth the trouble. People are so used to time change, it's not worth the trouble.
What are you saying is not worth the trouble?
Because it's
the trouble
literally
of what?
no
Doing
inconvenience.
nothing?
It's no inconvenience
I mean-
to just change the time.
This is the best thing
It's the
ever.
trouble
It's
of
nothing.
doing
If it-
nothing, though.
if-
You're saying you're debating here that we should do something.
No, I'm not. I'm
yes,
saying
you
we
are.
should
yes,
do
you are.
jack shit.
No, because we are having to do something by voting yes.
No,
We-
I think we should vote no because then we don't. If every 6 months setting a clock back an hour is your biggest concern, I think you have it's not that big of a deal.
But I mean, does this personally affect you that much?
no, and that's why I'm saying we shouldn't even bother changing it because it doesn't affect.
But you
me.
still have to do something.
What? What do
But
I have
I
to
mean,
do?
it
You
doesn't
change
have to
the-
affect
And
us.
that's
They
what
could
I'm
be like,
saying.
you know what?
If
No more
you-
time change. It stays like this forever.
If changing a clock back an hour is something you can qualify as doing something, then I'm fine with doing something.
But for no reason.
But it's not that big of a deal.
Do you understand there's people who are arguing about why we should have the wall in that manner of speaking? Which is money. Who cares? It's
Fuck
gonna-
money.
It doesn't affect me.
Well, not yet, but it will.
I'm that's what I'm saying. You don't have to do any. You don't have to worry about changing the clock in your car. You don't have to worry about
You don't
changing your sleep schedule. And no, it doesn't take more than it actually takes about a month when you switch your sleep schedule by an hour takes about a month to fully get back
How?
to
It
your
has
circadian
never
rhythm.
taken me a month.
I don't know. Ask science.
It's
Don't ask
never
me.
taken me a
Science,
month.
bitch.
Ask science, not me. I'm not a.
Then you still have 5 months out of the year that it's.
But
like,
it's a
oh, I'm
month
just-
of my life of having to deal with children too, because it affects
It
them
affects
greatly.
them as well. It hurt. It actually around that month that we have the time change. The school tests go down. Productivity goes down because people are either tired or they feel out of sorts, and allergies go up, and that's
Wow.
what affects me.
Why does your allergies are gonna go up regardless?
I don't know. Just
They absolutely
That's-
are.
that's the number.
No. You can't blame the allergies on time change because the allergies are gonna go up
Well,
regardless. It's
I
the
mean, I think
season.
it's more because it's the harvest season, but technically he is correct,
Who?
Jay, because your
Bullshit.
allergies do go up. So
He
we're
is
gonna
correct,
have to
but
watch
it's not
this
because of
one
time change.
because it was filed in 4 counties.
What
also,
counties? What counties? I want to know.
Cedric County,
Fuck Cedric County.
Kiowa County,
Who?
and then 2
Who?
in the northern Kiowa.
Kiowa?
Harvey should be one of those. It makes no,
Harvey can suck my dick.
There
if
is
he-
no
Oh my
reason. Oh yeah, let's see crying about that when you guys are flooding. I'm going to move to Harvey.
Oh. So that was one. The other, there's 2 more still. So on the opinion poll for Kansas, it has actually been brought up by 2 legislators, Dennis Heiberger and Ponca Wee Victors, the Native Americans of the Kansas legislature. They would like to change Columbus Day to Indigenous People Day.
Oh my god,
And
it's
it's
like
once
South
again
Park.
split down the middle of yes and no.
Okay, can we put? Let's put a pin in that one.
Let's put a pin in it.
No.
Like we'll do it after break.
You want to do it after break?
Move on to the third one.
The third one is brought to us from this man. Let me bring up the article because I was prepared for the other one.
Sorry, that goes way too long,
So,
and I can tell traditional Cody over here
right?
what side he's gonna be
Proud
on.
boy.
So yeah.
So, Facebook user Raynell Miller ordered twin baby dolls for his daughter for Christmas. When the dolls came, and this
Really
is where
hope this goes right. Hope it's going.
it does. It does. He opened these up and he was playing with them to make sure they were safe for his daughter, which is kind of icky to me. Because what he knows.
Did you just
No.
say icky?
Let's be honest.
No.
No, let's be honest. He didn't get him for his daughter.
So, well, and this is how we find out. He stripped the dolls and discovered they both have atomically correct genitalia. Little boy doll has a wee-wee, little girl doll has a vagina. And he was upset. He has demanded his money back from Amazon. So the opinion poll is this okay for children?
No,
yes
wait.
or no?
I want an opinion poll on why. Is it okay that this dude stripped down a doll?
For the fun of it,
I'm a
apparently.
little
Exactly.
bit more concerned about that.
I have 2 kids who had dolls
did the-
that had penises and vaginas.
Yeah.
Did the
It was
girl
never an
doll
issue.
look used at all?
And this is the
It
picture.
looked like someone put marshmallow paste on it.
And
me
this was
see
the
that.
picture he uploaded.
Damn, that kid's hung.
I mean, he is visibly upset. And once again, it is split
Why?
50-50 because half the population feels like they're just dolls. Get
we
over
shouldn't
it.
have genitals.
And the other half is saying, why would you expose little girls to penises and little boys to vaginas?
Yeah.
And there's only 10% of people who are like me. Why the fuck did he undress the dolls when he got them in the
Yeah,
mail?
so I don't think they should have that. I really
Jesus,
don't.
another one?
I really don't.
Why?
Like, what is the purpose of having that on there?
Because one's a boy doll and
And
one's a girl doll.
Yeah, but you can also tell by
teaches
like
them.
the bow and the dressing. Like, they don't need to be exposed to it that young. That's way too young. It's the same reason
But
we
you don't
should.
tell them what it's for.
It's just
No,
a penis.
but it's still weird. Like, your little girl is gonna be fondling a dick.
But
And she's not gonna realize it. But then when family comes over and you're like, "Hey, why is your little girl fondling that baby's dick?"
When you had toys, like let's say you had a Ninja Turtle when you were young.
Sure.
How
Did you
often
just
were you
grab its
fondling the
dick?
crotch of your
No,
Ninja
But
Turtle?
you know how kids hold dolls. Like, they'll just walk with it. So if her hand just goes right on the dick, they're gonna be like, that's a little
Why
weird.
doesn't it have clothes on for one? Should have.
Okay, you've
But
been.
if it's naked,
technically, kids do strip
They
their
do.
dolls.
they do.
But I've never noticed a child just playing with their doll by the crotch.
What is it, Donald Trump?
No,
Is that
but
your kid?
If you take like if
grab
you're
it by the
carrying
pussy and
it,
walk around
they
with
just
it.
carry shit. Like she's gonna end up finger blasting it on accident and just carrying it.
I don't think there's a hole, by the way.
It's not. It's just like two vagina lips.
It's
I
still
showed
weird.
you the
I don't know.
picture.
That's just weird to me.
But if you have multiple kids and they help with bath time,
Yeah.
or if you stick like 3 of your kids in the bath, they're gonna see penis and vagina and butt.
If they know what it is, they're gonna find out anyway.
I
Like,
mean,
if
and
it's
I
part of
can
their
tell
body-
you right now, and I'm sure Jay can. It does not matter if you lock the door in the bathroom. Your kid will find a way in.
Oh, yeah,
And
yeah.
stand there and be like, "Are you naked in there? I shower naked too." And then they're gonna be like, "So can I have hot pockets?" It's not. Kids have
Okay, but it's
no.
priorities there. I get that.
And I think it makes them less creepy moving forward.
Because I find it really weird when kids are like, "My hoo-ha." No, it's a vagina. You have a vagina. Call it by a name.
Hoo-ha.
Oh,
And how many guys like at like 10 or 11 start getting creepy about what a vagina, a naked woman looks like?
Every single boy.
Yeah, if they
I was
were
creepy in middle school.
if they were
I was creepy 2 weeks
I
ago.
almost
I was gonna
spit
say,
that out everywhere.
what's changed? But I mean, I'm just saying, like, if they were
I watched porn for the
subjected-
first time. I started drooling everywhere.
Oh, sweet Jesus.
Violently.
first time you saw a roast beef sandwich, you're like, oh my god.
Now I just think of my ex.
But I mean, if they're subjected to it early, then is it gonna be a big deal?
I'm never gonna look at her the same way again.
Me either. That's how every time I go to Arby's, I get home, I'm about to risk it all with that sandwich.
Like, I swore I'd never go down on this again.
I gotta pee.
I'm just saying,
So happy someone
it's
isn't
scientific.
listening.
Scientific. That's all I'm saying. I don't
Nah,
think
I
it's that big
still
of a
don't like
deal.
it.
It's not like you're asking him to put parts into other parts.
No.
That'd be like, well, okay,
but what if
now,
they do?
now Barbies can't have boobs.
Which is weird because it's just a doll.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And it mirrors what they look like.
Well, and I don't understand because a lot on the other side, the Republican side, feels like these dolls are too. So should we just have smooth dolls? Because you don't really like smooth
Yes.
people.
Please, God, make them smooth.
Just bulky and smooth. Yeah.
It's just how I like my women.
Like no shape whatsoever. Like I don't think.
They're just dolls. I don't.
And I'm sure you could find the genitalless dolls. Like it's not like every doll company is going
No,
to
you
put
have to get
genitals
your child
on
an
them.
alien.
You know
we
what I
need-
mean?
I think we need to fix the real problem here and just not let kids have dolls anymore. Just period. Just that's it. No more dolls.
Or maybe fix the problem of parents like researching and looking at what they're buying. Like if you go to the fucking Dollar Tree, you're not going to get a genital doll. Like let's be honest.
Actually. Well, you're not anymore because I bought them.
Or you go to Walmart and you buy a baby doll. That thing's not going to have
There's a
genitals.
chance that
That thing
some
probably
of
won't
them
even have a
will.
full body. Most of it's
You're
probably
not
that
wrong,
shitty
'cause some of 'em have
cotton
the-
they
yeah.
have because it's cheaper. But like
The Disney dolls are all anatomically correct.
they have vaginas.
Wait, do they have a Cinderella one? I'm just
Actually,
curious.
and I don't want to
I was
name
gonna say, do they
names
have a Jasmine one?
because I know that there's people listening, but I do know somebody that has an Ariel doll.
Fuck yeah.
Fucking Ariel. Was
Wait,
the hot
like
one,
the
too.
mermaid?
Yeah.
Oh, that's disappointing.
Wait, but there's nothing down there. She was a
No,
mermaid.
the mermaid tail comes off and has
fuck yeah.
dresses.
She didn't have.
Yeah, she became human.
But you die.
No, she didn't.
No, she didn't.
Oh, you should.
When
But
was
she
the last
didn't.
time you watched The Little Mermaid?
Oh man, back when I was a kid.
You should
But the
watch
whole
it
story,
again.
the whole story about mermaids though, is if they do decide to leave the water, they die.
Right, but she didn't because it's Disney, so fuck you.
I'm just saying.
Okay, you know what?
the-
Cody's
the-
watched it because
the-
he has a thing for redheads, obviously.
The Ariel doll should just be a corpse. Just a skeleton with a red wig on it.
Now, see, those are called Monster High dolls, and they are anatomically correct because they're mostly dead.
I was
Big
like those
giant
Cabbage
junk.
Patch Kids.
But that's the other thing too.
I jerked off on those.
Oh, Jesus! Wow.
No,
See,
'cause, like,
and
the
this is a
leaves-
guy that didn't have genital dolls.
He
That's what
masturbated all over him.
the
That's what happens, America.
The green leaves just kind of like soak it up.
Anyway,
He likes
on
the
that
cloth
note,
bodies.
Helping
That's what
them
it
go.
is.
we are going to break. When we come back from break, we're going to talk about the president's Oval Office speech.
We got a
And
second poll,
We're
too.
going to break it down.
Yeah, he wants to
Bit
go
by
with this
bit,
other poll with
explain why it was wrong, and then we're definitely going to talk about
you. Indigenous and
Indigenous
Columbus
and
Day.
The
Columbus people.
Columbus Day, yeah.
Anyway, we will be back.
Fucking Christ, you masturbated into a goddamn doll. I do. I really do. I think we should all get these pillows.
You know what?
What? Are we getting pillows? Oh, are they the
It's
ones that like?
You wanna
Yeah,
ex-
look, they're all
you want to
black.
explain it to actual listeners who are
So
listening now?
it's
So
the.
just start- that is literally how you came in. We should all get these pillows.
I was talking to you, bitch.
and I was telling you that we were gonna be on the podcast here. in a
Yeah, I
second.
don't listen
Can't
to
we
you.
all just get along?
No, Mr. Columbus Day.
It's
So-
fucking Columbus Day.
Okay, but look, they're these black sequin pillows for your couch, but when you move them, it's Nicolas Cage faces.
That's awesome.
Aren't they cute?
He has like 5 of them.
I think we should
think
all
we
get
should
the
get some of
Nicolas
each other.
Cage collection. Like, if
Like,
you're-
I want one of you guys. You guys can have one of me, etc.
the things I would do to your face.
Oh God.
Yeah. Start by lighting it on fire.
I would take my pillow
that's-
everywhere.
That's hilarious, though.
Well, and because Nicolas Cage has some interesting faces. Have you ever seen the meme where it's, I would, kill 10 puppies or sit for 48 hours next to Nicolas Cage while he just sits there and stares at me?
Right. If you watch his movies, he has the same.
It's
like
weird.
same 5 different expressions.
And it's all at the weirdest times, like explosion. Awesome.
And the way like he yells certain lines like don't make sense to what they're pertaining to. I still love Nicolas Cage though.
He
Really?
has like hundreds of movies that come out all the
and like
time.
half of them are garbage.
And I mean, I never hear about him. Like
I'd
there's
say like 70% are actually garbage.
I think 60 of them are on Netflix, and they're all from like 2018. I didn't even know he was still making movies.
All right, and we're back alive.
I need that distinction sometimes.
I figured.
Sometimes I get really angry and I don't know we're live.
People who are cross listening understand that we were letting people listen to a behind the wall kind of conversation about nothing really.
Build the wall.
I mean, this is what the
Build
fuck we
the
talk
wall.
about.
Are
That-
you
no, that's
on
probably
about the wall
what
still?
that's probably what people are gonna say after hearing our conversations. What the fuck is talk about?
And we get really serious, and you two can get really heated, and then behind the scenes you're like, so I like puppies.
I've never said that.
Yes, you have.
I fucking hate dogs.
You love
Oh
him.
my God. I heard you like cats.
He adores cats.
I am the anti-pet guy
Yeah, I don't understand it though.
because I like to have a clean smelling house. I don't like fur on my shit.
I do get that. Yeah.
I don't like some yapping piece of crap. I mean, look, we were at my mom's, remember?
Okay, I will
And-
give you the yapping dog was.
Just fucking ruined the entire party,
It
really.
did not.
Yeah,
we
I hate
had
your mom's
fun.
dog.
We had fun. It didn't ruin it.
It caused an issue.
It made things hard to talk. But in the dog's defense, when I got there, I started barking at it. I was trying to
No, but
be.
it barks at everyone.
It does. It used to
Oh.
cause problems for us.
Yeah, and dogs are fucking awful. They do that shit. I know. That's probably the most offensive thing I've said to our listeners.
Fuck them
Because they don't give a
dogs.
shit that I made a racial joke about Cody's girlfriend's hair. Or the other thing I made about
Yeah.
The
Yeah.
invasion.
Yeah.
But everyone loves animals. I just don't because I like to have and I know, oh, you just clean your house better. Yeah, but you don't know. Like, and cats and dogs will like piss a little bit and you don't know because it
But-
like trickles.
What would you do if every time you came home, Cody was just like, you're here, and then he peed a little? Wouldn't you be excited?
No, I would take him to the fucking farm and let him go.
Oh,
Like,
Cody.
I'm a down guy. I don't need.
Okay, well, and you have
shit
to
all
admit
up in
with
my-
our listeners, I mean, they spent an hour talking about fucking comatose people and dead people, but you mention a dead puppy and oh shit. I mean, they get pissed.
They do.
They do not like that at all.
All the shit I heard about the dead dog stories. It's bullshit. You guys should really not talk about that. If
Didn't
that
you text
happens,
us
I
and
think
ask
we
if
should-
it was legal to fuck comatose
I think
people?
we should eat the dogs, okay? So you have a problem with her stories about dead dogs. Start with me.
It's because you're Asian.
because I hate dogs.
Because you eat them
Look, here's
on
my
Dog
thing.
Meat Day in China.
Pigs, way smarter than dogs, and monkeys. We eat
God,
the
I want a
fuck
monkey.
out of bacon, with
Yeah.
pork chops. So it's
I
not
do.
about how intelligent it is. We're actually assholes because pigs are not as attractive as dogs. And
Actually,
pigs
I've
are
seen some really
adorable, by
cute
the
pigs.
way.
Clearly never seen my ex-girlfriend.
Actually, James Breakwell, he got that new
It's
pig, and it's
fucking
adorable.
Yeah,
But I still look at it and eat bacon, thinking, God, I'd eat that any damn day.
But you look at an ugly dog with its eyes bulging out,
And my mom adopted it.
and you won't eat that.
You
Don't
no, you
talk
have
about
no idea.
yourself like that.
I'm talking
No,
about
my
Chihuahua.
mom does.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Chihuahuas are fucking hideous.
Oh, I hate
dogs.
chihuahuas.
My mom will adopt it. It could be missing a leg and half dead, and she'll bring it home. Be like, "Do you think we can save it?" Fuck no. Put it back where you
Step
found
on
it.
its
Or
head.
God's accident, the pit bull. The fucker can't
Whoa,
even breathe right.
whoa.
I
mean,
You're thinking of pugs.
Oh yeah, that's
You're
pugs.
thinking of pugs. Pit
Pit
bulls
bulls
are
have
awesome.
fucked up noses too. Most
Not-
dogs do because they're not even supposed to look
Dude,
like
Flex
that.
Reed's gonna be calling any
Yeah.
second to
Oh, fuck
bitch.
Flex Reed.
Pit bull. Fuck you.
Wow.
Fuck him and his viper bullshit. I don't want to see snakes. Fuck them too. We should eat snakes. We should
Why?
eat them
They
into
taste
an
like
existence.
chicken.
Yeah, I've actually heard those aren't like great
Yeah.
to eat.
I don't give a shit.
They taste like
I want them
chicken.
dead.
Do you know what tastes really good? Is alligator. I actually saw a video where they skinned
I've
an
heard it tastes a lot
alligator
like crocodile.
and barbecued it. It was really good.
Now that I think is bullshit too, but
What?
Why?
I like them.
What?
Oh,
How are you
didn't you-
scared of a snake,
didn't
but
you
you're
have
afraid
one?
of? You're not afraid of an alligator.
No, I did not.
I thought you had one, or was that a
I
lizard?
had a lizard.
I'd fucking eat a lizard too.
I'm buying one for my son too.
Are you really? Look how
Uh-huh.
cute you are.
We should eat it.
No,
We
because they're
should.
cool. Okay, so
So are snakes.
they're no, but like this is actually like really informative. I think every parent should buy a water dog for their kids because they start off where they have gills and
Oh,
they
and
just
then they're
live
like- yeah.
completely underwater. Then they drop off as they get older, and then they slowly throughout the years just become
I had
completely
3 of them,
land.
but my
They become a
goldfish
land
ate
dog.
them. Well, no, they grow too, and I mean they're kind of cool. My goldfish ate them though.
Things do typically grow, but yeah.
The goldfish?
Yeah.
How fucking small was it? Did you just get like an embryo? Because I mean, when mine was still like that big.
Okay, so maybe it was more like a koi fish.
I think
but
you're
yeah,
thinking
the
of, like-
fuckers got eaten.
Are
It
you
was a
thinking of those
bat.
little like shrimp things? That you
No.
grow? Okay.
No, we had a koi pond and we bought a bunch of things to add to it, and we were told it would be fine. So we added all these little water dogs, and we're like, look, oh fuck.
That's fucked up.
Yeah, koi
didn't
will
think-
eat anything.
Koi are assholes.
I like
too.
fish personally.
I like eating them. Yeah.
You know,
pretty
I see.
good.
I want to get a fish tank.
Oh, don't do that.
Why?
It's so much work.
They
Not
kind of
really.
stink.
It
Oh, they
is.
are.
It's so much work.
You
That's
get
why
a-
we do them outside.
You get a couple suckerfish, get a couple shrimp, get a filter. No. Not really all that hard.
Like every week, it's change the fucking water.
yeah, even with your suckerfish.
Even the saltwater tanks are horrible.
Yeah,
Yeah.
they are a pain in the ass.
We're not messing with you seriously.
No.
It's
yeah,
horrible.
I had
I-
one. I had one because like in college, I was like, "Oh, this will look awesome." You get
But
stoned.
it did
and
look
Check
cool.
out the fish, and it did look cool. It looked awesome, but it was so much work. And then if you took like a week off from cleaning, your house stank.
Like, and it didn't. It's an interesting smell to
It
have.
is. It is. It's a very interesting smell.
Even when it's clean
it
and
wafts.
perfect.
It wafts everywhere too.
You know, and then you're like, what that? So you just lift the tank and you're like, oh fuck, something's dead, but they're not.
It's like when Big Will takes off his sweats.
Gross.
Just fumigates everywhere. So, what do we want to do? The poll
Yes.
or
The pole.
Okay,
The
so
speech.
Proud
We're doing
Boy
the
over
poll.
here wants to talk
Okay,
about the
apparently
poll.
So,
So for our listeners, in case they forgot in the last 20 minutes,
I wouldn't be surprised with our listeners.
they've already got they're still token up. It has been
Their
brought.
tongue is probably stuck in the cabinet door right now.
I want to see how long I can lick a doorbell. 2 legislators here in Kansas have brought it up to Topeka that they would like to have Columbus Day changed to Indigenous People Day. And it's split about 50-50 right now, and the court date is in 2 weeks. So on the opinion poll is, do you believe we should change it from Columbus Day? And we have Proud Boy Cody here for the KKK and Jay for the Wetbacks of America.
Go ahead, Jay. I'll let you start. I started off on the last 2.
No, because I really want to. I mean, okay, so here's my thing. Number one, I don't think we should be celebrating this day in general because there's not Columbus Day doesn't really mark anything, right?
Yes, it does.
Meaning
Just let him go, baby. God.
America was already discovered,
No, well,
so it means nothing.
He sounds so Republican right now.
He does. So it really means nothing.
Kind of turned on.
And like, if you do Indigenous Peoples Day, that to me sounds like, I don't know, like we're pandering for no reason. You know what I mean? Like kind of like Black History Month. Like, I'm for the idea of it, but
like the idea is okay, but
I think we should rename it Indigenous Towels Day.
Oh my God.
I mean, but like, okay, like Black History Month. I mean, that's our history, all of our history.
And technically, we are all in America.
Yeah, and just like Indigenous people, that's our people. Like whether we like it or not, we came from.
What if they did like
I'm really torn.
African Culture Month
I have
or
an
Mexican Culture Day? You know,
I don't know,
Cinco
what the-
de Mayo,
what
where
the fuck
everybody.
Are we a high school? No, we're a country. Like, you don't need to be celebrating this and that. Like, you got it in your own culture, or you enjoy it. Awesome, great. Now, in schools, I'm totally cool with that.
Are you going to go into your
But-
culture thing again?
No, I'm not. But so Columbus though was a complete scumbag douche idiot.
No, he wasn't. I'm sorry. When was the last
so
time you
cold.
discovered a country?
Well,
That's what I thought. You
was
did.
as many-
Google Earth, bitches.
it was as many times as Columbus did.
One?
Which was 0. But I mean, for one, he never actually made it up to America.
Yes,
he
did.
was never in America.
Keep
Yes,
talking.
he was.
No, he wasn't.
Yes, he was.
Where?
He was up north.
Up
Can you feel
north.
that?
Yeah, up on the coast. Yeah.
Okay.
Yes, I felt that.
Up north. No, he never.
He was.
No.
Yeah, he was.
Okay, up north where?
Yeah, I need
On the coast.
I need facts.
Maine?
What? Yeah. Sure.
Oh, Jesus.
Yeah, see.
No,
you're-
I'm just kind of being a dick.
Yeah, no, he never even made it to America. He made it to what is now Puerto Rico.
God,
What?
I love Puerto Rico.
Yeah,
Everything's legal there.
that's as far as he got. No, it's not. It's not third world. It's a territory, asshole.
Not that you know, it's all underwater.
Yeah, unfortunately. But, so, not to mention, he murdered like a fuck ton of people in the name of gold.
Do we have video proof?
Yes.
Do we?
Yes.
Show it to me and then I'll believe it.
He, the place he thought was America, which was not.
Exactly.
There was a tribe there, and they were really super nice to him, and they were offering room and board and food,
Share our
and shelter and all sorts
and
of stuff.
yeah.
And granted, they were interested in trade. So I mean, it wasn't like they were wanting nothing out of him; they wanted trade. Interesting enough, a lot of these tribes that we kind of consider them as being like. You ever watch? And I just find it fucked up. Did you ever watch like Nat Geo?
Yeah.
And especially when we were kids, you don't see it as much anymore. But like they show Africa,
Yeah.
and it's just like dudes with like bones in their nose,
Yeah.
and they're like beating
Yeah.
monkeys with whatever.
Yeah, I call it my girlfriend's family, but
Like that hasn't been Africa in like thousands of years.
there is in a few places, but
Like,
predominantly
yeah.
no. That's focusing on like the little tribes.
Right, that'd be like if Canada was like
Just a
the
bunch of snow
one
Mexicans.
weird people, like living in obscurity, fucking mooses.
The
Like,
fact that you call them snow Mexicans is amazing.
They are. Keep them out. Build the wall up there too.
I
that's a
support
better
this.
case for that.
Right?
Yeah.
But so yeah, like they were actually civilized. They were really really civilized. And he told them like he's like we're here to take your gold,
Yeah.
and they're like we don't have gold. They didn't have gold.
Okay, but he also wasn't looking for America.
So then he just murdered him and said you're lying. You have gold.
But he didn't murder all of
Found
them.
no-
He took the women to
No, but
play
what makes
with.
him different than any other conqueror?
He wasn't a conqueror.
Obviously, he was. He came out and he conquered.
And
That's
he-
really all you
and-
need to be. Like, you don't designate yourself a conqueror. You just if you go out and you take shit, you're a conqueror. That's how it is. Some people are just greater than others. White people tend to succeed.
Put your white cape away,
But-
damn.
But no,
No, I'm just
because
saying,
he
like-
wasn't even military.
You don't have to be military.
He was a tradesman
And guess what? He conquered as a tradesman.
as a merchant.
He's like an Ezio.
as a merchant. And here's the thing, like, then whenever you have like people who are hyper defensive, that's why.
So
And so here's my thing. So after calling military backup, by the way, because he lived with these people
right,
for like a month
yeah.
before his military
Well,
background
that's how
came
you
up,
get to know them to conquer them.
and to assume that they have gold. And then he and out
Thank
of
you for using that word, by the way. He conquered.
out of 4,000 people, no, we'll see. Here's where you're wrong. He killed 3,500 of them. 500, built up a militia and beat the fuck out of him.
Oh yeah.
And send them packing.
He was white, so
Back to Spain and England, where that was it.
Yeah.
That was the whole story of Columbus. He never even went to America. He had nothing to do with America.
but it was
Right,
close
and
enough it counted.
To also be fair, he wasn't looking for America. He was looking for India. He didn't know America was here.
Well, yeah, which makes him an even shittier merchant. Like, he didn't even do fucking math right.
Not just that though. Like they didn't know there was something over here.
Right, but he wasn't even trying to come this way. Because remember, at that point...
No, but they thought they thought it would be a quicker route because
It
they
was
didn't
a
know this was
storm.
here.
He got confused.
No,
There's lots
they-
of alcohol
They were
going.
trying to go around,
Right, they were trying to go because they didn't think this was here.
not through.
But
Like,
they didn't have the maps that we do
if
now.
this was England, right? They were trying to go to the west a little bit, south, and then back east.
And this is
Not
why
just
we should
go
be
west and then
videotaping.
come
Because
back
look
around.
at his hands.
I know. But not just go west until you're back around. Now, granted, and another thing Columbus gets a lot of credit for is that he proved the world was not flat, but that was
That was-
like widely accepted
Exactly.
that the world was not flat.
Well, it's still not widely accepted now. Have you heard of the flat earthers?
Right? And to make another contrary point, they did know that there was land here.
Supposedly.
They did.
I guess.
but they thought it was India.
No, they didn't.
Yes, they did.
No, they knew that there was a giant landmass here. They didn't know what it was, though. They traded with India. They'd been to India. They knew India.
No, wrong.
Yes.
Wow.
So, okay, so then why should it be Columbus Day?
Why should it be Columbus Day?
Yeah.
Oh, I don't know.
He just likes fucking with you.
No, here's my thing is I agree with you on when I'm not being a dick about it. I agree with you in the sense that it really shouldn't be celebrated too much. I don't know. I agreed with your point where it feels like you're panhandling a little bit too much to indigenous people. Plus, too much to say, but
How are you panhandling?
or
You're sitting there like begging for money? Pandering?
pandering. Yeah.
Cody's,
Fine, take my quarter. I'll call you a damn Indian.
Cody's pulling a Chuck Schumer from last night and having a
I know
stroke
for
on
real.
air.
Jesus. As far as whether it should be Columbus Day or Indigenous People Day, I don't really give a fuck.
I don't think it should be either.
What should it be?
Nothing. Just a regular day.
Yeah, I kind of agree
I
with
don't know.
that.
God, it's kind of like a paid holiday, isn't it?
I mean, if you want to celebrate the discovery of America, then you're gonna have to, I don't know, get a hold of the Asians and find out like
Can we
when
have, like,
they
a
crossed
Ponce
the
de
land
Leon
bridge.
day?
I mean,
Well, no, it would be the Indians, but or Native Americans or Indigenous people, whatever the fuck they prefer,
Yep.
because they
Yeah.
were here,
what they came across on a land bridge.
right? They were here.
You have to
So,
find out when that happened.
not
which
the
no
Asians.
no one would know. Absolutely no one
Right.
would have any idea when this actually happened.
They could tell you.
I don't think so. But it's a stupid, I don't know, it's a stupid idea. Like, what other country celebrates the day they were discovered?
And well, yeah, and the day that we came in and just slaughtered people.
Yeah.
Don't they do that in
Well,
China,
but they don't
like
accept
Hiroshima?
That, though. They don't accept that that's what happened.
Winners make the rules. Winners
Anyway,
write history.
yeah, that's kind of how they go by. Anyway, let's check out this Trump speech. I know you have it pulled up.
I do. Are you ready?
And
for
I will
me?
have you pause when we need to do our fact checking.
Right. Okay, so
And
like
this was
5
from-
seconds in,
this
when
was
he says,
from-
"Hello, I'm President Trump."
This is from last night. This was Trump's Oval Office speech. He realized that he hadn't done a Oval Office speech.
He was so
So
excited.
he
He's like a little
decided
schoolboy.
This is what he was going to do. And so a lot of it is about the wall. And
Yeah. Hello,
like
I'm
this.
President Trump. Oh, fact check. Actually, your inmate number. All right. right. Here we go.
Actually, your name's Trump.
Here we go.
My fellow Americans, tonight I am speaking to you because there is a growing humanitarian and security crisis.
Wrong. All right, so there we go right there. There's no crisis.
So how far are we in? 5 seconds?
9 seconds, actually.
Damn.
All right.
Our southern border. Every day, Customs and Border Patrol agents encounter thousands of illegal immigrants trying to enter our
No.
Let it
country. We
go.
are out
No.
of space to hold them, and we have no way to promptly return them back home to their country.
No.
America proudly welcomes millions of lawful immigrants who enrich our society and contribute to our nation.
We're up to
But
5
all
lies.
Americans are hurt by uncontrolled illegal migration. It strains public resources
They're birds.
and drives down jobs and wages. Among those hardest hit are African Americans and Hispanic Americans. Our southern border is a pipeline for vast quantities of illegal drugs, including meth, heroin, cocaine, and fentanyl. Every week, 300 of our citizens are killed by heroin alone, 90% of which floods across from our southern border. More Americans will die from drugs this year than were killed in the entire Vietnam War. In the last 2 years, I saw
Wait, hang
Okay,
on.
yeah,
There's
I was
two-
about to
no.
say give the pause because
Yeah.
90% comes from Mexico. Dude, I've got like 2 neighbors that are making it right now.
yeah, I mean
Actually-
the meth aspect, yeah, 100%.
And the heroin.
You're right. The heroin,
And the fentanyl.
87% of it comes through our ports. Our
It
ports
does.
of call, not the border.
Actually, it was discovered today that 100 pounds of the heroin came in a year ago today by 2 officers. They brought it in a tank through the southern border. That was on the U.S. Army Today's website. They're now being prosecuted as guilty, and they're going to serve 2 years in prison for 100 pounds of heroin that they brought in.
Jesus, but that's probably also the most that's came across that border.
Probably
Was that 100?
by
But
white people.
but no, yeah, over 90% of heroin comes in through the ports of call, and we're doing nothing to stop that. In fact, here's the thing: we're actually opening that up because TSA is not working right now. So your terrorists who come in and your drugs are coming more in from that way,
Yes.
and the northern border. A lot of drugs
Let's
come
be
into, and I love
honest,
Canada.
the
Don't get me
snow
wrong, I
Mexicans.
fucking love Canada. I consider that to be my second home here very soon. But
Come on, we all know they are.
because it's way easier to get through
Yes.
that border than it is the southern border. So there's the first lie. The second, and I don't even think we've got into the others, but thousands of illegal immigrants a day. Also not true.
No.
He also like kind of says they've caught them, but they're all going to checkpoints.
Exactly. You can't
That's what
catch
they're
somebody
for.
walking towards you.
Yeah, that's like, oh, the cops caught a murder when the murder went to the station.
Yeah, good for you guys. He turned himself in.
Yeah, exactly. They're seeking asylum. That's what that is called.
That's legal, by the way.
Yeah, that's completely legal. Anyway, go ahead.
So, and one other thing I just want to throw out real quick. He said that this year alone, more people will die from drug abuse than in the Vietnam War. Okay, so casualties regarding infantry and civilians, because I think they're both important. Do you know how many people died? About 3.4 million.
A day? That's what's happening?
In the Vietnam War.
Oh, damn.
Yeah.
Then the 45,000 people that die of,
Right.
which is still a high number that we need to do something
Absolutely.
about. But also
I just
interesting
about
fact.
exited out of that. With this internet, we would have had to do it next show.
officers made 266,000 arrests of aliens with criminal records, including those charged or convicted of 100,000 assaults, 30,000 sex crimes, and
Yes.
4,000 violent
This is just one
killings.
guy.
He's
Over the
fucking
years,
busy.
thousands of Americans have been
Huh,
brutally
Mexicans were
killed
lazy.
by those who illegally entered our country, and thousands more lives will be lost if we don't act right now. This is a humanitarian crisis, a crisis of the heart, and a crisis of the soul.
Humanitarian.
Okay, I need you to pause.
Last month,
He can't even say
20,000
humanitarian. It's humanitarians.
So all
Better than me,
numbers,
humanitarian.
all of our statistic numbers that have come in from our government have all proven that immigrants are less violent than native-born Americans.
And do you know why?
And less arrests. Yeah.
Because they don't want to get sent home.
Right.
If you're here illegally, like Tanya, she's probably not going to go beat someone's ass because she doesn't want to get sent back to
Well.
Mexico.
It's El Salvador. Thank you.
And a majority of the people that he's referring to are special interest aliens.
Yes.
Do you know what a special interest alien is?
Don't.
Okay, I'm glad I brought that up. A special interest alien. You would be a special interest alien if you went to Canada or if you went
Okay.
to Denmark. I would be one as well if I went to any other country. So a special interest alien is somebody that's from a country where a terrorist has come from.
So I'm a special interest alien.
Of course, yes. We
You're
all are.
doubly a special interest
Yeah.
alien.
Everybody here is because we're from
Damn.
America, which there's been multiple terrorists.
But
from
I mean,
Really?
I've been to Mexico. Haven't you've been to Mexico? We've all been to Mexico several times.
yeah,
It's-
we're special interest aliens when we go there.
So, like Sweden probably wouldn't be a
Yeah, I think they had one.
oh,
I believe it was Sweden.
what about like
but I
Iceland?
mean, out of the three of us,
Or
you and I
Finland.
would be stuck in a kennel for days. And
You know
Cody, they'd be
Finland-
like, "Go on, buddy."
But the point is, and here's the thing too: if you actually look at Homeland Security and their numbers and the way they categorize special interest aliens, they categorize them as no threat at all. He's
Yay.
using this as a way to say, "Oh, look how bad these people are." Now he mentioned some numbers which are most of them are completely fake. He was saying, "Oh, the murder, the violence, blah blah blah." That might have been a couple, of course, and people are going to have a bad background. But all of these he's brought in under that umbrella of special interest alien, which he didn't even say. But
No.
that is who brings up these red flags, and it's just because they're from a country that has known to have a terrorist from them. Which again, it's really hard to find one that isn't anymore.
yeah.
So go on.
And migrant children were illegally brought into the United States, a dramatic increase. These children are used as human pawns by vicious coyotes and ruthless gangs. 1 in 3 women are sexually assaulted.
Okay, I
on
heard
the
you pause
dangerous
Okay, and this
trek
is
up
what
through-
bothers me. He is correct on that statistic. In his tent city he built, 1 in 3 girls included. Those are people he hired to watch these supposed immigrants that are. They walked into the border seeking asylum, and then your soldiers raped them.
Can I give you and look, and I would even believe that 1 in 3 on that journey are sexually assaulted. I'll sure.
Yeah, and I'll give it to him if that's what he wants. But let's be honest.
No, but let me give you another statistic. Do you know how many American-born women are sexually harassed?
All of them.
I was gonna say like 1 in 2,
Well,
half the population.
No, but 1 in 6.
Ooh.
It's incredibly high.
Only 1 in 6.
Only
Only. Yes.
have been
only.
sexually assaulted?
Well,
Yes.
isn't it like 1 in 13 men has been sexually assaulted?
Something
It
like
ju-
that. But just saying, when he says 1 in 3, when he's like a third, like that sticks out. It's like, holy shit. And that is too high. Don't get me wrong. But 1 out of 6 is ridiculous for
But
a
I mean, and we're
civilized
talking, there
country.
could be like 20 women in there right now as he's talking. So, like,
Yeah, I
4
mean-
of them could have been raped. He doesn't know.
and that's
yeah.
that's the thing. And I don't want to ever downplay this, but we also have to consider what sexual harassment or sexual assault, depending on what what term you use, what that actually means. Meaning, is it groping? Is it catcalls? Is it dick in the mouth? I mean, like, what is it?
I think the way that they determined it was that it's some form of sexual harassment that you did not want.
Which could be so many things. I mean, like we were
Exactly.
talking about the Bernie Sanders camp and how the one guy put his hands through the girl's hair.
Well, we talked about the
Yeah.
one guy who gave a girl a pen.
Yeah. Neil deGrasse Tyson and his weird handshake.
No,
I mean-
it's 1 in 6 is women who have reported a sexual assault. Let me look that up.
No, but I'm reporting more to his.
And
we would
I do
really
get
have
that.
to question what does that entail? And again,
Yes.
I would probably buy it, to be honest.
Yeah, I'm not saying he's wrong, but what I'm saying is, come on, dude.
Well, and I want to go back to the child thing because that is
Yes.
more important. Coyotes are using them. Fake families, they're coming here on their own. Okay,
What
so
fake family?
and I actually did some research on that. Under 1% of the children have been sent up here with someone who is not their family. Under 1%. So out of the and look, we've only taken in at the border. We've only taken in 7,800 people. So don't forget that. Like throughout the entire year of 2018, that's
Yep.
really nothing. If we can't create 7,800 jobs in our country in 2018,
fucked.
we've got a shitty economy. So it's not fuck around with that shit. And by the way, there's still a good chance of them are kids that don't need jobs. But anyway, yeah. Out
So
of
if
all of those,
1% of 7,800?
you can't even give them that. It's under 1%, which means that maybe 1 or 2, maybe. They're not even really willing to give that statistic up.
Wow.
Yeah, and that's our government reporting, by the way. That's Homeland Security. This is all from Homeland Security. It's not from Mexico. It's not from New York Times or someone like that. No, it's Homeland Security reporting that. So it's complete bullshit he's talking about and spreading this hate and this lie that is complete bullshit. All right, go on, man.
Mexico. Women or children are the biggest victims, by far, of our broken system. This is the tragic
right, it is a broken
reality
system.
of illegal immigration on our southern border. This is the cycle of human suffering that I am determined to
Human,
end.
sorry.
My administration has presented Congress with a detailed proposal to secure the border and stop the criminal gangs, drug smugglers, and human traffickers. It's a tremendous problem. Our proposal was developed by law enforcement professionals and border agents at the Department of Homeland Security. These are the resources they have requested to properly perform their mission and keep America safe. In fact, safer than ever before. The proposal from Homeland Security includes cutting-edge technology for detecting drugs, weapons, illegal contraband, and many other things. We have
It's buffering.
requested more agents, immigration judges, and bed space
Right?
to process the sharp
More bed
rise in
space.
unlawful migration fueled by our very strong economy. Our plan
What strong
also
economy?
contains an urgent request for humanitarian assistance.
I can't
and
take him
medical
seriously. He calls it
support.
humanitarian.
Furthermore, we have
Yeah.
I'm giving it a second to kind of like catch
How
up.
long are we through?
We're not even.
Honestly, we're just under 4 minutes.
Yeah, and it's
Got
like,
another 4 minutes of, and
No,
we've
we've got another
stopped it
5.
and talked.
We've got
Yeah.
another 5.
we're still. It's still just lies.
Oh no, I'm pissed off at the laptop. I can't keep up with
I'm
the
not pissed.
fucking video.
Weren't we supposed to get better internet?
Yeah, I thought that was why we took like a couple
Well, and
Wednesdays
it's not
off
just
ago.
lagging. Like his mouth will be moving, and there's no words coming out.
Which is as it should be.
But does it? I mean, look at him. I've seen more facial effects off of a fucking Sesame Street character.
Yeah.
Okay, fair point, but that's
Whose
not.
hand is up his ass right now? Who's making him talk?
Syria.
Saudi Arabia, I would say, but
Yeah.
it's not. I don't know. I don't want to attack him personally,
Too late.
because he's doing it himself. The fake bullshit, and we're probably not going to have time to finish this video because of.
Well,
the
and here's my
fucking-
problem. So he says that he went to the professionals. And in the later part of the video, he talks about how this is the Democrats' fault and he's trying to come to peace treaties. Okay, here we go. As of 3 hours ago, from Donald Trump's Twitter account, he himself just left a meeting with Chuck and Nancy, a total waste of time. I asked, what is going to happen in 30 days if I quickly open things up? Are you going to approve border security, which includes a wall or steel barrier? And Nancy said, no. So I said, bye-bye, nothing works. And then he stormed out of the office, arms crossed, yelled at his personal people, and went to his room where he could be heard yelling, screaming, and throwing things. His personal people said he's having a tantrum. Please come back later to the reporters. That is
Really
our
reported
president.
They said that he had a tantrum.
That it is being
What
reported
a
he
shitty
had a
aide, by the
tantrum.
way. I mean, if I'm ever like a prima
Dude.
donna and I'm a rich bitch,
When you're
like,
talking about
I'll be
that,
really pissed
playing
off
your
if my
game.
aide said he's having a tantrum. That aide would be fired. But I was just thinking, they said crossed his arms and stormed off. So he walked like this.
Yeah.
Yes.
With his arms crossed. It's a weird way to walk. But not,
I mean, have you ever
not
seen like
even
a
the point.
little toddler? I'm so mad at you.
So one thing he said in there was that at the request of Democrats, he wants to have we now have to have a steel wall. Democrats never requested that.
No, they
No, we're
didn't.
saying don't even build a wall.
Yeah,
Fuck
they
your
didn't.
wall.
They don't give a shit about what it's made out of. They don't want any of it.
Yeah.
Steel, glass, and cement.
And
That's
can-
what I want.
Can I? I'm gonna help Trump out here, and it's gonna blow your guys' mind because
Ooh.
I've come up with a solution for everyone to be happy.
Okay.
Okay.
And I think it's actually rather ingenious. And it's something that I've always said. Okay, a wall is an 18th century answer to a 21st century problem.
Mm-hmm.
And
We get trebuchets.
look at the cost of exactly.
Launch the Mexicans
Most people
back
don't even know
over.
what that is.
I know.
And it's going to cost a lot of money. It's going to cost
Oh, he's
a
gonna like that.
fuck ton of manpower, and it's going to be pointless, right? So why don't we have a quote-unquote wall, a digital runway in which, or flight zone for drones to be in?
Ooh.
So you could spot these people,
That would be fun. I love
and
drones.
then you would mark them, target them.
And shoot them?
No.
We're gonna
But
drop
you would
bombs
know-
on them,
but,
right?
I mean, they would have located GPSs of where these people were. Boom, problem's done. Drones are a lot cheaper to maintain. People are not going to have a problem with this. You're not going to have to steal people's land. I mean, where's the Republican senators of Texas and Arizona? Why aren't they pushing the wall as much? Because their citizens are going to lose land. They're just
Exactly.
going to steal it from them. And, I mean, going over the Rio Grande, that shit does not even make sense. Drones, no problem. And
Well, and it's
a
gonna be
high-tech
helpful.
problem. Yeah, I
when
mean,
you get to Georgia and Arkansas, you can't build a wall in the water.
we could have one all around us, which with drones watching.
That would be fantastic.
I mean, there we go.
I want drones.
And job creation.
Yes.
Just saying, like, it annoys me that this man's a president. He has all these super intelligent people around.
He's in
him.
his office right now throwing shit around, let's be honest.
And he couldn't come up with this answer. If one of his people, like if Stephen Miller was to come in and say, hey, look, this is the best way you're going to get this done. Because Democrats are not going to cape. And I have to apologize to you guys because I was wrong about the whole partial shutdown. Apparently, like Snap, we have like $3.4 million in reserve. But once we run out of that,
you're
then
all
they're
fucked.
Yeah. And same with the IRS, as I said, the paycheck thing wouldn't be a problem just because I read off Bloomberg at that point. But
Once they run out,
they
we're
only have
fucked.
12% of their workers that
Yeah.
are actually working right now out of 40. They need 40% to get everything done accurately.
And it was announced today that several TSA members, there are some postal people who are upset with the partial because of how long it's lasted. It's looking like, and the tantrum that's being thrown, because it's looking like it could be a half shutdown. There are several hundred people who've already quit their jobs because they're not getting paid. And
They're
they're
not driving Uber because they got to make money. I mean,
Yes.
they have to pay their bills. But yeah, that would be it. It's problem solved.
I mean,
And
you're
our
talking TSA
fucking
agents who
government
legally quit.
can't come up with this solution. I mean,
But what we can do is storm out of an office and then post about it on Twitter.
it's literally the legal or no, I wouldn't say legal, but the scientific definition of insanity.
If I
I'm
was
just
to
gonna keep
leave,
trying to push this square peg through a circular hole. It'll fit someday.
but I mean, why would you even post what he did on Twitter? I'd be like, you know what? They're still being dicks and run away. Nope, I left. I said bye-bye. You seriously typed that out.
And by the way, I, as much as I don't like Chuck Schumer and Nancy Pelosi, fucking good on them for actually standing to their guns on something.
I'm telling you.
Did you guys watch their rebuttal?
No.
I couldn't pay attention.
That
I know they were talking, right? But
The
I just kept
faces.
looking at Schumer's face. I'm like, he's having a stroke.
It happens.
Homie's eye is like, what? I mean, does he have catfish? What the fuck is going on with him? I tried to fact check whatever facts they said, but they didn't really say any facts. It was pretty much like a mortician and your grandma trying to speak to you about
Mortician.
something you already know.
Yeah.
It was fucking creepy. But yeah, I mean, I don't know. It's ridiculous. It's also ridiculous we couldn't finish the video, but
Yeah.
there
a little
wasn't
bit.
much more.
No.
A lot of it
well,
was just pandering.
trying to make him
Panhandling?
look good. Panhandling.
So I do have one other thing that I want to close with. We got in trouble, and I don't have the names in front of me. There is a 7-year-old girl in Houston that was shot, and we got in trouble by some of our listeners because I said, "Why didn't you cover this?" And it was last week, I believe. She was shot by what at that time, and it's
As
interesting.
they were leaving Walmart.
As they're
yes.
leaving Walmart. Yeah, and what's interesting about it is we got our liberal listeners and our conservative listeners. Last week, we had a lot of people, why didn't you guys cover this? Why didn't you guys talk about this?
Because
This
it was a
is-
still developing story.
And even then, I mean, we probably just ran out of time. Like, we had other
We
shit
run
go-
out of time a
Who knows?
lot.
Dick jokes went on too long, you know? But, no, actually, we didn't because I was in here alone on Friday. And
Yes, you were.
I can't have conversations with nobody. So I was, yeah. And it was off the fly, by the way. So it wasn't even like something was planned. So that's why we didn't do it. The thing is there were so many. This was a racial situation. This girl was shot. It's ridiculous that a progressive radio show isn't covering this. Blah 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 blah.
I'm kind of glad we did it.
Now, come yesterday, I get messages. Why aren't you guys talking about that bullshit racist story? Why aren't you guys talking about the fact that a white man gets pinned for something a black person did? This
We did
racist
not
ass
cover
people.
it.
Why aren't you guys talking about the hypocrisy? We didn't cover any side of it. The way we saw it, 7-year-old gets shot and killed. Who cares? no, I mean,
and
no,
I
it's
do
just-
agree. We would have run out of time, and you were by yourself. And people are correct. We probably should have covered it.
Yeah, but we're only human. Like, we can't cover. We've got 2 hours.
We have 2 hours. We have a lot of other issues that happen. And you know what? I am sorry that a child died.
That's
I am very
horrible.
glad that they found the person who did it. I don't care if the person was black and white. You
Right.
still shot a 7-year-old.
He's black and white.
On the black or
It was
on
Michael
the plus
Jackson. He
side-
started black, ended up being white.
the
I thought
only
it was that channel that
positive-
didn't get signal on your
Jesus.
TV.
to come out of this story is that Shaquille O'Neal has paid for this child's funeral and has given the family $100,000 to help move on. And that is the only positive
And
I've
that's
seen
where
out of
you're
this
wrong,
story.
because it wasn't Shaquille O'Neal on the funeral. That was DeAndre Hopkins from the Houston Texans.
I thought it was Shaquille O'Neal.
I think he paid King. I can't remember his name. Something King, who started out this giant fundraiser.
Martin Luther.
Fucking Christ.
He's a very liberal activist, and especially when it comes to race issues. But he started this giant GoFundMe to find the killer.
Good.
And I'm pretty sure that's what Shaquille O'Neal
That could
donated,
be.
which is fucking fantastic, by the
I
way.
do, and I
That's
support that,
amazing. I'm
yes.
not in any way shitting on him. But I do know DeAndre Hopkins was the one that paid for the funeral.
Well, and before listeners
and then
get
DeAndre
upset,
Hopkins had his own funeral on Saturday.
right? So Los Angeles Democratic donor Ed Buck.
I was going to talk about this.
And I think we should talk about it because we do have listeners who get upset.
Snowflakes.
They,
Yeah.
I was just gonna fuck. I'm agreeing. So it has been discovered that yet again another young black man has been found of an overdose in his house.
Now,
Apparently,
see, I think you should start off by saying
yes.
that one black man was found dead in his apartment due to overdose.
This is the second one,
But, well, that's what I was going to say. But if you track back 18 months ago, another one, a young black. And let's start with Ed Buck, who he is. He is a Democratic.
though. No.
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 Lobbyist?
He is pretty much a lobbyist.
Yeah.
He's an actor. He donates a ton of money to probably Nancy Pelosi
Yeah.
and Democratic,
Betsy DeVos.
but all Democratic politicians he gives a lot of money to. And in fact, the first case, which I don't know if you have this, they found him naked.
It was crystal meth that Jimmel Moore.
Yeah, naked on a mattress with drugs all around him.
Like he was
Pipes.
just waiting.
Crystal meth. They found all these drugs in his apartment with the guy, by the way, and he went scot-free.
You think he's Ric Flair or something?
I mean,
Like,
but I mean,
Well,
I mean, if this guy in the first scenario, if it
How
was
did he get
anyone
away
else,
free? Exactly.
he's going to prison for paraphernalia, for having the drugs. I mean, it wasn't like the guy just had it in his pocket. Now, in this new situation, they said that the young man showed up inebriated already, and that's all they released. We don't know. And they said
Well-
that he knew him for a long time.
Exactly. And this is from the Los Angeles County District Attorney.
By the way, if you're listening to us live, sorry, I had to cut you off there, but we will be back Friday, 5 p.m. to 7 p.m. Podcast. Stay tuned. We're still going to finish this story up. We just can't do it here because we'd have to pay more bills, and we don't want to. Fuck that.
But according to the Los Angeles County District Attorney, who is a new person from the last case that has been changed, this person has no ties to Ed Buck. And apparently the former district attorney did. So that is new. It has been discovered that there are over 32 young black gay men who have alleged that Buck has a fetish for shooting them with drugs, picking them up, and having sex with them. They are not calling themselves prostitutes, but they are saying he just likes it when we blow him. So it's apparently a fetish with him that he likes young black meth addicted men.
Who doesn't?
Well, see, and what's interesting is in the first scenario, the guy actually wrote a letter that was found on his persons
That he became addicted.
because Ed
He
Buck,
just kept
he
shooting
said-
me up while I was sucking his
He
dick.
said, thanks to Ed Buck, I've now entered the worst stage of my life where I'm addicted to the worst drug, as he was the first person to shoot methamphetamines
Yes, it was in his
into me.
journal.
How
Yeah.
do you do that? Like, how do you just shoot meth into someone?
Well, I'm sure he's like, oh, let's try this. You know, I mean, I don't think you just, there you go, buddy.
Right,
You know,
like-
It's
I'm
the
sure
same
the guy,
way that you convince people to give you a blowjob. It's like, hey, just kiss it and say hi. That's all you got to do. And I'm sure that's how it goes with the
Works.
meth. You're like, just a little taste. Just lick it. It'll be quick.
And what's interesting about it too is I think if he wasn't, would it be a big deal if he wasn't? I'll phrase it this way: people are saying, "Oh, it's because he's a Democrat." No, I disagree. I disagree
No,
with that
I think
completely.
he's probably
I
just a
think it's
shitty
because-
human being.
No, not that. Just the fact that he's not in trouble.
I do agree. And the fact that they are saying that it's taken the new district attorney to start pressing charges because he had ties to the old one. I do think this is going to be an interesting story, and I can't wait for more details because, once again, when we are wrong, we want you guys to tell us because we don't want to be wrong. But it's still a developing story.
And I'm just saying on this one, if the only way you can convince me that it's not because he's it is because he's a Democrat is because he got away with it, then you're gonna have to prove it to me
Yeah.
majorly. Because I don't think it's about his political affiliation as much as it is the money that he gave to politicians and to these judges and stuff. I think it's the fact that he's rich. And I've had a lot of people even say, "Well, if he was, do you think this would happen if he was straight?" Yes.
Well,
yes.
you can't
It's
just
a-
go around.
He would be in trouble. He would have gotten out of it the first time if he was straight, gay, black, white, Republican, Democrat. as long as he had all that money and he was still giving all that money. It's totally money. It has nothing to do with all the other weird shit
I
about
mean,
it.
seriously, how many naked ODs can you have in your life?
Yeah, I mean, you can hide a couple if you're rich. You can hide, yeah, and then when they get big,
Yeah.
yeah, all the money in the world ain't gonna save you. But that first one, yeah, I'm
I mean,
sure it was.
everybody gets a freebie. I mean, how many dead hookers? Oh, I mean,
Yeah, none.
Yeah.
Because I'm not rich. I don't have people to slide things under a rug for me. But in this scenario, I don't know how many times I've seen the conservative base. Oh, it's because he's a Democrat and because he's gay. If it was a straight male Republican, he would have gotten in trouble the first time. No,
but
not
how
if he
many
was super.
straight Republican men have you seen with hookers that just turn up dead?
Yeah, it happens all the time
All
in
of them.
Washington. Yeah. Or what about the guy in Florida who was friends with Donald Trump, Epstein?
Yeah.
I mean,
come on.
80 children he raped. It's a money thing, and it's not because the guy was a Republican, by the way.
He had the money.
It was because he had the money. It's
He
a
still
money
has
thing.
the money.
We let the rich shit on us and get away with all this bullshit, and it's garbage.
Tax them, fuckers.
Tax them, yeah. Make them actually earn their shit.
AOC. AOC.
Oh, I really want to talk about her dancing video too.
It's pretty hot.
Oh my god.
Like, it's
right?
really hot.
I was trying for that not to be my first reaction.
I know.
It
I was
really
like,
was. I
oh,
was like, God
fuck.
damn.
She moves her hips so well.
I just love the fact though that they tried to troll her and then they just got owned.
Right?
Like just because people are like, that's fucking awesome. It's from the Breakfast Club.
I know.
We love that. That's fun.
I know.
Oh, and she's what, 22? Yeah, who cares? It was way before. Oh, should we bring up old stuff? Let's talk about Melania Trump doing lesbian pictures.
Right,
My
right.
favorite
You know what I mean?
thing is that people were complaining, and somebody's like, "Well, yeah, she was a college kid. What should she be doing? Is keeping calendars and hanging out with Squee and raping unconscious bitches
Getting drunk. And, yeah.
with Squee."
I love Squee. I don't know who Squee is, but oh, I really do want Squee to be my friend. Like selfies, like me and Squee hanging out.
Can we change you from Cody to Squee?
Absolutely.
I'm totally in favor of changing his name.
Squee.
I feel like you have to be a greaser to have your name Squee. You know what a greaser
Oh,
is?
yeah.
You probably don't.
Like green grease.
Yeah,
Like
okay,
the
all right,
slick
yeah.
back hair, the
Or
yeah,
like, yeah, like
leather jacket. Wait, hold up. Check this out.
Like you say car keys and it sounds like khakis.
That.
yeah, you bet. Where's my car?
Yeah, that's a Squee right there.
Anyway, guys, thanks a lot for listening. And this will, anytime we go over like that, you guys are gonna get extra content. That's why you check out the YouTube channel.
Exactly.
And today we didn't do as much behind the scenes shit, but we'll do more as we move forward. And at some point, you guys are going to start hearing some real stories about this station and everything that goes on here and some other stuff. But
We're still getting policed, so.
what? Yeah, I mean, once the FBI is done looking into it, then we'll be able to talk about it.
Apparently, masturbating in a Cabbage Patch gets you put on a list.
Anyway, though, guys, thank you so much for listening. We really appreciate it. We love you.